And lastly, we have return. When do we return items? Why do we return items? The final stage is handling any products that need to return the distributor or manufacturer. This might include processing returns and defective merchandise, managing recalls, overseeing the process to replace merchandise, managing warranties and guarantees, recycling and reuse programs. Sa Emerson, how is return? Defective merchandise ever have happened?
So far wala naman. So kasi pag nasa customer na yung product, kung may complaint sila, pupunta na yung mga service team para i-correct.
Okay. So that would be for so by quality control.
Yes, quality control na siya rito. So bago pa mapunta yun sa customer, meron silang visual and sila mismo may representative na nag-check dito yung testing niya.
Correct. Return, how are you handling this sa Abbott, June?
Sir, actually, ako yung nag-handle din nito.
For ano yung reason for return ninyo sa Abbott?
For example, sir, we have this, may products kami from Gold's Gym, which is the Ensure Max Protein.
Yes.
So, kami nagsusupply sa Gold's mga gyms here in UAE, for example.
Yes, mga supplement shop, yes.
Then, we have the contract na once na malapit na mag-expire yung product, binabalik nila sa amin to replace for a new one. And secondly, sa mga pharmacies, sometimes same scenario, near expiry.
Yeah.
And sometimes yung may mga UP yung lata.
Where would you store that? Saan niyo ilalagay yon?
We have storage in office, sir. Big storage. Actually, we have kailangan yung room temp niya talaga talagang malamig. So yun po, yung balik nire-return po nila sa amin, for example, yung may UP.
Hindi nyo maano, yung mga protein hindi mo ginawang cookie, anong hindi nyo ba nire-reuse yun?
Ay, hindi. Actually, sir, yung mga return actually ginagamit na lang namin. Actually,
yes.
For example, masiselan kasi we have this ensure sa
patingin niya. Does this ensure? Show us nga. Is this for adults?
Yes po. Actually, nagpapadala ako sa Pilipinas din kasi
kaya nga, ayan. Saan niyo yung address niyo kay John para kasi ang Abbott, they really are giving items for free. Ang dami, ilang events ko ang naanuhan.
Yes, sir.
Padalhan mo nga, nagdi-deliver ka ba, John? Door to door tayo ni John.
Ako po yung pag may mga sponsorship events po yung mga sales team, ako po yung nagre-release ng mga samples ko.
Kaya nga, ito pala si John ang lagi kong kasi dito si Heba, mga Arabic ladies ang lagi kong kausap. Heba was here yesterday. Yun ang mga binigay niya. Tinitipid pa nga niya ako. Siguro iniinom niya yun.
Actually, sir, ganun na.
Konti-konti lang binibigay niya sa akin. Sabi ko, tatanungin ko ilan yung participants. Tapos kung ilan yung participants, ilan yung bibigay niya.
Ay, walang sobra.
Walang sobra. Meron sila, ang daming products ng Ensure bigyan mo si Colette, si Riza, si Carlo. Sino pa ba?
Thank you in advance.
Yes.
Thank you in advance.
I-claim na natin.
Thank you.
Kahapon sabi ko sa event, sa mga participants, sino ang nagpapadede ng bata? Ganyan taas na ng kamay.
Actually, sir, part yan ng ginagawa ko. Marami, namimigay ako ng gatas, especially dun sa mga moms na walang trabaho. Kasi from 0 to 1 year, we have specific products for that one. So, nakapag-uwi ako actually. Then, binibigay ko lang po sa mga
yes, i-consume kasi sa ma-waste, no?
Lalo yung mga near expiry. Pag near expiry po kasi mga 3 months, pinapamigay na namin.
Yes. So
basically,
it
yung
should be
boss ko,
consumed within the 3 months.
Yung boss ko, pag sinabi, give it to all. Friends, etc.
Hintayin natin yung ayuda ni June. Managing recalls. Nag-recall na ba kayo, Colette, ng mga items nyo by any chance? Remember, that was like years ago nung nagkaroon ng recall ng iPhone ba yun or Samsung? Ni-recall nila yung mga products nila. Ever have experienced recalling?
Yes.
How?
There's,
How would you recall in a distribute na?
so, most likely, customer will inform us that that shipment needs to go back to them.
Yes.
So, what we call this, for example, hindi siya nagko-comply sa, na-send na ng vendor, nasa warehouse na namin. And then, di ba sa Saudi, kailangan ng SABR?
Yes.
Yes. Sa SABR certificate para kung nagpo-fall siya within the standard. So, nag-gather na namin yung shipment na kolekta na namin siya sa vendor. Kaya lang hindi ma-issue yung SABR kasi hindi siya compliant. So, yung item needs to go back to the vendor. So, ang gagawin namin nun, kasi nakapasok na siya sa freezone, nagawa na yung clearance, aalisin namin yung product na hindi compliant and then i-arrange namin siya for redelivery sa vendor.
You do recall. So what about sa Emerson? Thank you, Colette. Nag-recall, ay sabi niyo hindi pa pala kayo nag-recall, no? Yung mga products maybe that you would need to get back. This is the return logistics. You have delivered something, you have determined that there's something wrong with the product, you have to get it back from the customers. That's an extra cost. That's also like an extra time. Kailangan may compensation. Ayan yung opportunity for them to complain. I purchased something. I purchased this device. I am expecting to use it, but because there's a defect, I have to send it back. So I'm left without device. I'm left without phone. So manghihingi ng compensation yung mga yan. This is the customer's end. I remember doing that for Nokia. We had to recall X7. I believe that's the model. Tanda na nun, like 7 years old device. Nirecall namin siya. There was a separate team that was hired to do that because defective yung device. May batch ng manufacturing, they have confirmed that there's error. So they have to get it back. Ngayon, ang compensation sa kanila, upgrade. So yung next higher device, yun yung ipinalit dun sa order nila. Para wag nang manghingi. Tapos shut up na lang sila. Shut up na kayo, may papalit na, di ba? So higher yung may compensation. It comes with compensation. All right. Participants in supply chain. These are 13 pages. We will continue that. But your homework will not go to waste. Dahil nasa part tayo ng class participation. Can you see my screen? Familiar ba kayo sa Wheel of Names? Kita niyo yung homework nyo? I-present nyo siya. Who are my attendees for this moment? We have Jessery. We have Riza. We have Henry. We have Colette. We have Carlo. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay. I-present niyo yung homework nyo.
Sir, try ko yung send yung sa akin. Kaya ganun.
Yeah, you can share it from your screen anyway, if you're using your laptop. You ready? Mabilis lang like 2 to 3 minutes max, i-present yung inyong homework. This will be for the class participation. Ready? Spinning it. Riza, I'm allowing everyone to share. Go ahead and share your screen. All participants. Phone na gamit mo? Laptop. Okay, go. Open nyo yung mga homework ninyo. Bakit Colette? Parang sakit na ng ulo ni Colette. Wala pa. Ready na, Riza? Or do you want me to get it for you? Riza. Ayan, research paper ni Riza. Baka sabihin nyo hindi natin ino-open eh. So, open natin siya. Riza. Okay. Download. Ako na lang mag-open ha. Research paper ni Riza. What does your research say, Riza?
Yung ano po niya, yung file name. Yeah. Yes, yan po.
All right, the floor is yours, Riza.
All right.
Tell me to scroll down.
Yes, supply and distribution logistics. So, i-summarize ko na lang po.
Sure.
So, yung difference po ng logistic at saka ng supply chain, syempre, yung si logistic, siya yung overall management, siya na yung nagpa-plan, kinokontrol niya yung sa transportation, packaging, inventory stock, at saka siya na rin yung nag-e-examine ng mga information para kung paano mo i-handle yung sa logistic part ninyo. Okay po, pwede po pa-scroll. And then, meron po siyang 5 members na kasama doon para maging maayos yung flow ng logistics. So first, si supplier, siya po yung yung vendor, tapos kumbaga parang after ni supplier mai-deliver yung mga raw materials na doon sa manufacturer, sila yung gumagawa ng mga product natin. And then kapag na manufacture naman nila, meron tayong 2 types. It's either wholesaler or wholesaler muna tayo. So sila yung mga gumagawa ng mga bulk na product, bulk quantities, para sila rin yung pwedeng mag-distribute sa mga retailers. Tapos si retailers na yung mga nag-distribute dun sa customers natin o final buyer ng mga product natin. Yun po, pwede po pa-scroll down. Thank you. And then, si material cost naman, syempre may factor din siya doon. Yung material cost kasama, kinoconsist siya ng packaging, yung invoicing, kasama na rin po doon nakapaloob na yung freight charges natin, yung mga, yung insurance na pwede nating kakabay doon. And then yung mga materials na ginamit, kung magkano yon, kasama rin po siya sa costing. Yun din po. Tapos, manufacturing cost. So, apart doon sa mga materials na ginamit, kung paano yung costing niya, syempre meron pa dyan yung leasing, yung upa ng ano ba tawag dito? Yung upa ng factory, yun. Tapos yung space ninyo, syempre, diba? Space is money nga. Tapos yung mga pasahod din, kasama rin siya sa manufacturing cost, at saka yung materials, at saka yung energy.
Yes.
Yun po. Yung kasama siya sa manufacturing cost. Scroll down din po. Thank you. And then sa transportation, ayun po, malaki din po yung factor niya doon kasi sa transportation, nandoon din yung, ayun, it's either air, so consider mo siya kung air freight ba siya, kung cable, sa road, pipeline, and sea space. So, may mga factors tayo na dapat i-consider sa transportation, ayun yung nature of goods. Siyempre, iba't ibang goods, iba't iba rin yung dapat na gagamitin mong transportation. For example, kapag mga perishable goods, o the mga newspaper, dapat mabilis silang na maipapadala kasi mabilis sila mabubulok. Unlike ng mga clothes, ayan, pwede mo naman silang i-ship sa via sea freight or road transportation. Ayun, yun na, yung sa speed. So, since ikino-consider mo na nga yung nature of goods mo, nakapaloob na din dyan yung speed mo, tapos yung costing din niya, size and weight, para malaman mo kung anong type of transportation ang gagamitin mo. And then si transportation cost, syempre, ayan na yung kung kung gaano kabilis, kung gaano katagal, doon nakapaloob yung presyo niya. Kung gusto mo na mas mabilis, syempre gagamit ka ng air shipping, so mas mataas yung costing niya. Mas mataas yung sa'yo. Unlike ng mga sea freight, medyo pangmatagalan siya. Kaya wala namang sense of urgency, kaya medyo mas lessen yung babayaran mo. Ayun po. Pa-scroll down po.
Sure po. 1
Thank you
second.
po.
Yes.
Hindi kasi makuha kanina. Ayun. And then yung last po is inventory cost. So, malaki yung factor ng inventory cost natin, ng costing natin dito kasi dito na makikita yung kung magkano yung expenses natin na inilabas sa lahat at saka yung protect din niya yung sa ordering, sa warehousing, tsaka kung may mga nawawala ba, kung magkano yung ilan yung mga nag-exceed, ilan yung mga nawawala kasi wala naman talagang perfect inventory.
Yes.
So,
I like that term. Walang perfect
Yes po.
inventory.
Yes po, kasi minsan talaga may mga may mga nag-exceed, may mga nagle-lessen. So, yun. Kaya
It's a reality that happens.
yes po. Kaya
Tapos sabihin sa'yo ng boss mo, hindi mo ginagawa yung trabaho mo kasi mali,
yes.
hindi nagtali.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Hindi nagtatali. Kasi minsan may mga system error. May mga ganon din po.
Yes, okay.
Ayun.
All right then. Thank you,
po.
Riza.
Thank
That's
you.
Riza's presentation. Sino ang next victim? Wheel of names. Jessery.
Okay, paano po ng
Sure. Kunin ko yung kay
Yeah.
Jessery na. Presentation. Jessery. Sudario.
Illustration yata yung in-apply mo, sir. Kasi dalawa yung
research
sinend ko.
paper. Okay, sure.
Yeah, research paper.
Jessery, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Since the
Ilang pages
logistic,
to? Pati natin sir, 3 pages.
3 lang naman.
Okay.
Since the logistic is start in 1950s, the raw materials to manufacture and production and packaging through warehousing and distribution, all modes of action includes transportation and it includes cost. So we need to calculate and tracking all of this, and it's very important because it depends here all our prices and the order of the customers. Suppliers is the first links of supply, and usually the suppliers is informed in relation with the B2B only, in like business to business. And next is the manufacturer is the significant part of the economy because it's focused in production and creating products. Then please, sir, scroll down more, sir. And
More?
next is, yeah. And there are different of between the warehouse and the distribution center. The warehouse is stock a bulk, the very large things within more than a month or a month. While a distribution, it the fast movements. Yeah, that's the difference. Like our house is a very big building, and you can stock there for a month, and the distribution center is at least a few weeks or days. It must be moved out to
Mhm.
the retailers and in the customers. While in the retailers, a person shop or businesses that sells good in public relatively in the small amount quantity that is for use for consumption usually, not for resale. Lister, can you go down more? And here is the transportation that you need to choose in order to deliver the products, and each transportation you choose there is involved cost on this. It depends on how the speed you want and how important it is to you or to your consumers. And then last is here in our daily life, we face any obstacles in making choices. Example, from the food that we want to eat, everything we need to evaluate our expenses wisely because it is crucial for us, for our survivals and our well-being. Because not all
Mhm.
the time what we want is what we really need. So we need to balance on that also. And the last there, can you go down? For And this is the factors that influencing our distribution. It's the customer needs that are met, cost of meeting customer needs, and response time of the customer. The product variety, if it's the number of different products or configuration that are offered to to the customer or consumers, and the product availability, customers expense, time to the market, and please stay in the last. Then order by visibility and also the return is I already include here. As the number of facilities increases, total of logistic costs, inventory, transportation costs, and facilities first decrease and increase. Generally, no distribution network outperform the other along all dimension. Like if example, one of these will be removed, the all the transaction will be like yung makilayan siya, ano ba yun sa
Yes,
English?
hindi siya
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Got
Yeah,
you.
it will be the flow of the transaction will not go well, and the customer will make a bad feedback if any of this will be delayed. Therefore, the strength of the distribution network must be fit with the firm's strategic position as well as the customer demands and satisfaction. And in order to this, to steady everything, the company must retain all their employees,
Mm.
giving all the benefits of the employer. So the secret of the company will be stay. The product also will be in the same quality and value. So the customer will be stay also, will not going to another competitors. That's it.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Jessery, for your
Welcome.
presentation. Sino next victim natin? Carlo. Kunin ko yung ano niya.
Yeah, Carlo.
Yes. Wait, sir. Huh?
Alright. Open natin yung file ni Carlo. Share. There you go. Sa'yo na to, no?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Carlo. The floor is yours.
So supply chain logistics, it coordinates the storage and shipping of goods and services across the supply chain. This begins with raw materials to manufacturing and distribution. Um, It ends when a business delivers finished goods to the customers or when products are returned to their destination. So yun yung mga recall, sir, no? Diyan pumapasok. And then a network of business and activities that takes a product from raw material suppliers to the end users and or consumers. Logistic refers to the processes of acquiring, transporting, and storing resources along the supply chain of end logistics.
Mhm.
Distribution logistics, known as sales logistics, deals with the planning, realization, and controlling of movements of goods. It is an organizational logistics system to make the logistic channel from the supplier to the customer efficient, especially in terms of cost and performance. It
Mhm.
includes all storage, handling, transport processes of goods from production, manufacturing to the customers. Lastly, deals with the processes necessary to get a company's product to the customer.
Mhm.
And then they are linked to each other. Supply chain management handles activities between separate entities. Logistics focuses on the internal movement of goods. The supply chain management supports all purchasing, production, and distribution of goods, while logistic moves to the storage or stores goods between different points in the supply chain. Supply chain is a network between a company and its supplier to produce and distribute a specific product or services. This entitles in the supply chain includes producers, vendors, warehouses, transportation companies, distribution centers, and retailers. Distribution in logistics refers to the overall management that oversees the movement of goods from their development of point of sale. This can include anything from the transportation, packaging, inventory, stock control, site, and area examination to the information handling.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes. Any more? Okay.
that would be all, sir.
So what is your summary for this? So overall,
Overall, sir, they are linked together and very important to each other. They work together because kamukha nung sinabi ni classmate kanina,
Desiree.
once may napilay dyan, it will cause delay or magkakaroon siya ng mga complaint from the end users or to the customers.
Yes.
And then for the first stage, it may cause additional cost from the manufacturing side, from the transportation to the manufacturing side.
Mhm.
It,
Okay.
it will add cost also.
All right then.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
presentation. Next, we only have Colette and wala pala si June, no? Tapos na ba si June?
Sir, na-resend ko yun sa akin.
Na-resent niya.
Alam mo, June, ha?
Alam mo ha, hindi ka
Alam mo,
mahuli.
ha? All right. Colette. Ayan,
I'll
nakita
share
ka
my
ni.
screen.
Sure. Now, let me download it for you.
Yeah.
Ayan. Let me share it.
Ako na mag-share. Alright.
Ito, dear.
Okay, so, yeah. Ito yung pinaka-maiksi yata sa lahat.
All right. The floor is yours, Colette.
Okay. So, yeah.
Saglit lang. Colette's ba yung buko dun sa sa Laguna? Colette's yun, di ba?
Oo, sir, Colette, sir, Colette.
Colette's.
With the C.
Sikat na sikat yun sa Laguna yun, di ba? Yung mga buko pie.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
sir,
Is
Tagaytay.
that your inspiration, Colette? Hindi man sa'yo yun?
Hindi.
All right. Yes, Colette, please.
So yeah, to sum it up, supply chain is everywhere in all businesses, everywhere. Lahat ng services may supply chain. Okay,
Correct.
so supply chains have become globally complex over the years. So our economic society they're very concerned in regards with the production, distribution, consumption of goods and services. So nagpo-fall din dyan yung mga cost, paano tayo magiging efficient, and how can we be able to provide services and deliver things and in a much more sustainable and cost-effective way.
Mhm.
Yeah. So supply chain, it is composed of multiple networks, multiple organizations, and it is one of its part is logistic. And logistic is the main backbone of is the main backbone of supply chain. So logistic is very important when we have service, when we have businesses.
Mhm.
What else? Nako, di ako ready dito. Okay.
Huwag kang kabahan.
So,
Okay lang yan.
yeah.
Kami lang to, ito naman si Colette.
Parang back to school.
Reporting, no? Pero virtual.
Something.
So, yeah, as I've said, it's supply chain management we need supply chain management to attain our goal. So, yeah, for our business to be more successful, and we have to plan and manage everything in a very strategic way. So supply chain management is mainly has 5 main participants, which are the producer, distributors, retailers, customer, and service providers. Yeah.
Yes.
So we can go down to the last page.
Sure,
We'll just sum it up. Okay. Yeah. So, supply chain and logistic management, it is very important for us to understand it in for us to meet our goal in reducing the complexity, increasing flexibility, improving efficiency and responsiveness. So dapat sa logistic, yung 7 Rs dapat laging applicable 'yon. Laging dapat check 'yun para maging successful yung mga businesses natin. That's it.
Kabado ka, Colette. Ito naman si Colette.
Kami lang to.
Kahapon ko lang kasi yan ginawa. My goodness.
It's okay. The content is good. Maganda yung content niya. So everyone, give a hand to Colette.
Yes,
Colette Bukukay. Nakahabol si June.
Nasali sa Wheel of Fortune.
Henry. Download natin yung kay Henry. Henry Holve.
Tapos kung may time pa, sir, gusto kong makita yung yung illustration ko na sa pinagtatrabahuan ko yung dati.
Sure.
Na nasa Jansan pa ako.
Sige, go. Yanin natin yan. Cover natin yan. Okay? Henry, the floor is yours.
So i-summarize ko na lang yung sa
Summarize mo, tapos dagyan mo din ng explanation. Relate mo siya sa industry mo.
Summarize na agad.
Alright, yes. Go ahead.
So, dito sa Emerson, so as a manufacturing company, we outsource our raw materials from all over the world. So dumarating siya rito sa Dubai factory, coming from US through the forwarders and mostly from China. And so yung raw materials na na-receive namin through imports, dumadaan siya sa as a part of the process, yung certification dumadaan sa customs and uh, applied bill of entry certificates na crucial yun kasi sa amin na lahat ng i-export namin na kailangan may bill of entry certificates bago namin siya may apply. So sa approval, upon approval ng custom, the shipment will be delivered to sa amin, from to the importer, na cost yung sa amin yung transportation. So relate to sa manufacturing na process namin na JIT process. So very crucial talaga yung dumarating sa amin yung inventory as soon as possible. So mostly, lalo na sa mga situation now na yung mga COVID, mga restrictions. And since before, talagang lagi kaming delay yung mga shipments. So nagkakaroon siya ng impact sa aming business. Lalo na yung sa mga customer required dates, yung mga CRT namin na hindi namin na-meet, so bumababa yung customer level. So talagang pressure yung transportation sa amin mostly. And then yung kaya kailangan yung service provider namin is ISO certified, and kailangan yung kanilang performance ay high din. So kasi high din expectation, and syempre we don't want to tarnish the name of Emerson. So kailangan na may pakita sa customer yung which is our customers, which is we focus on company focus on customers. So we have some manufacturing distributions also sa other countries. Is related to the wholesalers and retailers. We have from Abu Dhabi, and, Saudi, and in other parts also in the Middle East and Africa.
Yes.
And so to summarize, pwede ko na i-summarize, no? Wala akong masabi eh. So really, the Emerson, yun lang, nasa core value na namin yun na customer focus. So product as supported customer. So isa na rin also sa yung na-produce namin yung product. One of the considerations also na makatipid kami. So we consolidate the shipments. And kasi yung cost pa lang eh. You imagine na we import from the US, 11 cents lang yung value niya. Pero through air yun, by DHL.
Yes.
So ganun siya
mahal pa yung shipment sa actual
so,
product.
Mahal pa. So kasi parang we have so many parts sa ibang bansa pa talaga gagaling as part of the agreement with the UAE na all parts will come from other countries pero dito siya manufacture. So malilabel siya na made in UAE. Wag lang ipupunta ng Qatar. Ayaw nila.
Yes.
Bawal.
Okay.
So forwarders distribution. So a bill of exit will be applied also upon exporting this finished products from the manufacturing from the Emerson company.
Yes.
So transportation talaga napakalaki nung cost namin. From kasi casting siya eh. So pinakamalaking cost namin yung casting, tapos yung cost niya sa transportation. And then yung pag i-export na siya, so yung cost niya rin kasi complete bulk siya. So, yun lang. Kasi ito, hanggang doon lang ako sa Pagdating sa export, wala na ako masyado.
Yes. We'll get to tackle that anyway. Thank you, Henry, for sharing. And last but not the least, download natin yung material ni June. Jun, wala nang ibang iikot to. Ikaw na lang yan.
Isang wheel. Wheel of fortune.
May nakalimutan ka ba, sir?
Alright, Jun. Download natin si Jun. Okie dokie. Is it there now? Saan yung files ko? Ayun. Alright, go ahead.
So, supply and distribution logistics. So basically, supply and distribution logistics is the summary of logistical tasks and steps related to the preparation and implementation of distribution and supply. So
May illustration daw si Jun, no? 3 pages yan.
So basically, yung logistics daw is divided into two management, which is the supply logistics and distribution logistics. So supply and distribution logistics, in short, this is the steps and all lahat ng steps from end to end ng ating supply chain. So without these two logistics, we don't have this supply chain. So supply logistics is the method of analysis, section, and implementation of all activities, strategic, and other decisions related to the provision of materials and intermediate products to the recipient. Then distribution logistics is the subsystem of logistics where elements are the means of storing and packaging. So these two important logistics management is the key to successful supply chain.
Mm.
So can you scroll down para mabilis? So based on the given illustration above, so basically this supply and distribution logistics focuses on these key players, 4 key players given. So to start the cycle, number 1 is the suppliers. So hindi ko na babasahin yung definition, self-read na para mabilis. So suppliers, so these suppliers is the number 1. So starting the cycle, these suppliers is the source of the raw materials to help ramp up the production of goods from all manufacturers. So without these suppliers, we cannot complete supply chain. There's no supply chains. So basically, based on my company, so pag wala kaming raw materials, abot doesn't exist. So
right. Mm-hmm.
Number 1 cycle important is the suppliers. So second one, so from suppliers, they are finding a better option, raw materials in a form of a vendor. So suppliers, nagta-transform siya into vendors, which is charges materials and transportation cost to the manufacturer, which is, for example, from us, Abot. So they are charging us for their material cost and also the transportation cost. Doon na pumapasok yung mode of transportation, kung ano man ang gagamitin nilang mode of transportation para i-deliver yung raw materials na kailangan ni Abot. So definition of the material cost and transportation cost is there. So self-read na lang po tayo para mabilis. Then second layer, second key, scroll down sir. So second is the manufacturers. So isa rin to sa importanteng role ng supply chain. So from manufacturer, after receiving ng mga raw materials, si manufacturer daw, sisimulan na yung process para start na yung process ng manufacturing ng goods nila. So using their tools, equipments, and processes, and then for selling, na. So manufacturing and transportation costs to consumers, wholesalers, distributors, retailers. So after nila mag-gather ng finished products nila, so ang basically ang customers nila is the consumers. So manufacturing cost, so the cost incurred during production of products such as raw materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. So yung cost nila dyan nagbe-base sa mga given cost. Then warehouse, number one, ano rin siya, parang important sa supply chain. So warehouses and distribution centers. So ang warehouses daw is used by, or rent by either suppliers, manufacturers, consumer, wholesaler. So parang from the start pala, so starting from the suppliers ka, kailangan mo na ng warehouse or storage.
Yes.
So parang dapat ito pala yung una, hindi yung suppliers. Kasi without these warehouses, hindi natin i-store o ma-safe keep kung ano mang merong materials.
Materials, yes.
So yun. So after manufacturing daw, all finished goods napupunta sa mga warehouses to safe keep, and ito na rin yung way nila for distribution ng products nila. So from the customers or whatever consumers they have. Then the last one is the customers. So without customers, kahit anong product pa yan.
3 pages, walang laman yung 3rd page mo.
Ay, wala naman. So customers, sir, the last and important. Pag walang consumers, kahit anong product mo, wala. So
yeah, that's true.
So these 4 stages, pag nawala ang isa, we don't have a supply chain.
Correct.
So this customer acts as a consumer buying a certain product. Depends store, mall, direct manufacturers or warehouse, and sometimes also these customers is also using it for business. So
yes.
So selling it to customers, anong nangyayari? So yung parang online, mga nag-online selling na ngayon, na binibili nila as a customer, tapos ibebenta rin nila sa kapwa na customer.
Yes. All right.
Alright.
Everyone, give a hand for June.
Yes.
Ang galing naman palang mag-present eh.
Yung sa illustration ko, sir, daw.
Yes. Saan, dear? Ano yan, Jessery?
Yung illustration ko, sir, i-share ko lang.
Sure, go ahead. From your screen ba? Go ahead. I think everyone can...
Sa screen mo, sir, sinend ko din sa'yo.
Logistic and distribution. Yung isa, no? Kasi dalawa nga yung ano. Gusto ng extra point ni Jessery.
Kasi experience ko yun. Ano ko lang, elaborate ko lang.
Yung pangalawa, yung una?
Yung may illustration tungkol sa tuna.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, Jessery, it is siya. I'm sharing it now. Go ahead. Okay. Yes, Miss Jessery. Tuna capital of the Philippines. Uy.
Yeah, General Santos City. Doon ako kasi nakatira at saka doon din yung yung pinagtatrabahuan ko dati. From the we are the suppliers of tuna, and from the fishermen, we will take from them, then ilalagay namin siya sa storage na yung truck na puro ice sa loob. Then after that, dadalhin namin siya sa
That is from the sea, no? Mula sa dagat.
Yeah.
Yung mga may dagat, ice na. Ice at asin ba or what?
Hindi, fresh pa sa sir mula sa dagat. Fresh siya namin
Fresh sa
kinukuha.
dagat tapos may mga
Tapos
storage kayo
i-ice
sa
na.
bangka. Yes.
Yeah, i-icing na lang siya doon sa sa truck at saka sa bangka. Then pagdating, lulutuin naman. Pagdating namin sa aming canning factory, lulutuin siya ng mga 15 minutes siguro kasi naka-ice siya eh. Lulutuin siya in the process, ganito na yung process namin. Quality inspector ako dati dito. So i-slice yun siya ng medyo maliliit na. Tapos mahirap yung trabaho na yun dahil igaganyan mo yung naka-slice na piece sa kamay mo dito. Tapos tatanggalin mo yung black meat niya. Yung itim, hindi yun pwedeng isali. Yung itim niya at saka yung bones at saka yung kanyang skin, hindi yun siya pwedeng isali. Tapos, slice na naman siya ng maliliit. Then, doon na ang trabaho ko sa machine. Kasi pagdating doon sa machine, minsan ang machine, tumatakbo yung lata na wala pang laman. Kaya kailangan kiluhin mo na siya. Pagdating, di ba, nakahilira yung lata, tapos lalagyan ng meat, ay lalagyan ng tuna. Pero pag hindi mo kiluhin, hindi mo malalaman kasi isasara agad ng machine na wala palang laman, na may
Yes.
nalakbangan. Yes, so kailangan ikikilo na naman ulit, tapos pupunta na naman doon sa mga warehouses namin. May sample kami dyan, ako ng warehouse namin, tapos sa mga consumer na, dito sa Carrefour, dito sa UAE, nakakarating naman yung product natin.
Ano mga product to?
Sir, yung Century Tuna, marami yan. Basta sa Century Tuna Company, maraming mga products yan about tuna. Nakakarating dito sa mga types of distribution natin, mga retailer, convenience stores, specialty stores, mga Filipino supermarket, meron tayo dito. Tapos
Nakaka-diet yan ang tuna. Century tuna at saka Skyflex. Pulutan.
At saka, or di kaya sir, Century Tuna sir with mais. Yung yung sweet corn na sa lata.
Yes.
Mix mo siya. Wow, perfect. Diet yun.
Ulam ba yun, Jessery, or pulutan?
Pulutan.
Pwede pulutan. Pwede din ulam sa mga nagda-diet. Yeah. Then, may mga holding cost din siya sa mga pagkaano na. Tapos may perishable cost. Then, ang miscellaneous
I'll give you a minute next meeting to discuss this. I think this is a very good topic, no? Kasi this is like in the Philippines setup. I'll give you a minute to present this.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We're almost nearing the end of our course, but yes, I'm in the period. Do you have any question at the moment? Wala namang homework. Next meeting na. So, for the week, for the week, makapagpahinga ang ating mga dahil Independence Day.
Independence break.
May Independence break. Sa mga nakalaya na, Happy Independence. Sa mga single, Happy Independence. Malayang mag-isa. If you don't have any questions, I'll let you go. I'll send you the recordings of the class so you can catch up with the discussion for the week. No? Panoorin nyo ang ating mga discussion. Catch up kayo doon. If you don't have questions, I'll let you go. You guys enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
See
you.
next week.
Ingat,
Next
ingat.
week.
Bye-bye.
Yung gatas nyo, isa nyo yung location nyo kay John. Para maka-avail ng gatas.
Pick upin ko na lang. Pwede ba?
Ayan, pick upin. May baby ata to si Carlo. May baby ka ba, Carlo?
Meron po.
Ayun.
2.5.